Good morning, children. How are you all? See, everyone, we have to come to Zoom class. Many people are getting absent. You don't do that. Okay. See, simultaneously, if you watch videos and also listen to the Zoom class, watching the videos, these two are very important. Then sometimes what happens, you will get confused. Okay. Today I started 11th B, that is national movement in the last phase. See, before that 1885 to 1919, that is the first phase of the national movement, and now in 11th B lesson, this is national movement of the movement, the last phase 1919 to 1947. So before going to the class, before going to the topic, we have to learn some keywords. Those are very relevant to the topic and very important to the topic. So first one is nationalism. What is meant by nationalism? Generally, everyone will have a patriotic feeling, isn't it? Being an Indian. See, we are very much proud of Indian, isn't it? Like that, a policy of nation independence and integration and patriotic feeling. So we are all equal. We are all one nation. We feel that whoever in India, on the one group of under the one group of India, all the people are same. So whoever, irrespective of Muslims, Hindus, Christians and all, the national, we are all one. That feeling is called nationalism. Okay, a policy of national independence and integration and a patriotic feeling. The patriotic feeling, whatever we have, that is called nationalism. Okay, next is racism. A feeling of greatness of one's own race and the nature of suppression on the other race. What is meant by race? It's a race means jati. Okay. A feeling of what is racism is a feeling of greatness of one's own race. Yes, my race is great. Okay, till now it's good. Our race is great. We feel that, we are proud of that, then it's okay. But at the same time, the nature of suppression of the other race. Generally it happens in the world, around the world. Many people are there like that. The racism, many people were with the racial discrimination. Isn't it? In the world countries we face a lot of, we have seen many things. Isn't it? For example, South Africa, there is a racial discrimination between blacks and whites. Isn't it? Why that racism? The greatness of one's own race. Our race is great, no doubt about it. But the nature of suppression on the other's race, when our race is great, means it's okay. Everyone feel like that. But the other's races we have to suppress. The nature of suppression is very bad thing. That is called racism. Okay, racial discrimination. Nelson Mandela, he fought for 40 years for this to eradicate this racism, the racial discrimination in South Africa. Okay, and next is secular. What is meant by secular? See, in the preamble there is a important point is secularism. Say India is a secular country. Why our leaders added that in the preamble, secularism. Why? Because secularism means all the religions are equal. There is no special identification of any religion. All religions are equal and everyone have equal rights. See, the government, whatever forms by the government, it will neither encourage any religion nor discourage any religion. This is in the neutral state. The government always should be in the neutral state. That is called secularism. We have a religious freedom and all religions are equal. And the government neither encourage any religion nor discourage any religion. That is called secular state. So why India is called a secular state? Because here we have a lot of religious freedom and every religion is equal, isn't it? And the government supports any religion nor discourage any religion. It will see equally to all the religions. That is called secularism. Then terrorist. See who is terrorist? We feel a terrorist. A terrorist came and he dropped bombs somewhere. So what is this terrorist? The radical in ideology. So in our ideology only there is a radical. Radical means it's a somewhat overthinking. Radical in ideology, having no faith on the soft methods and non-violence. What is radical? Terrorist? Radical in ideology. That means they think extremely about anything. That is their ideology. And having no faith on the soft methods like non-violence or soft methods. For example, in the freedom fight, there are three phases. In that extremist phase, the people were radical, they became radical. Why they became radical? Because they are not getting independence if you ask with the non-violence and soft methods. If you ask British people and you are begging the British people, they are not giving the freedom. So what we have to do? In the radical way we have to go. We have to fight for freedom. That is called radical terrorist. And next is non-violence. It is opposite to terrorism. Non-violence is completely opposite to terrorism. Doing no harm to anybody, no involvement of brutal force. We will not do any harm in this non-violence. Non-violence. Violence means doing harm to others. Non-violence means it is quite opposite. Doing no harm to anyone, no involvement of any brutal acts. Brutal acts means any worst acts with violence and all, they will not do. That is called non-violence policy. Violent policy. Next is extremism. What is extremism? Extremists, moderates and Gandhian era, these are the phases of the national movement, isn't it? What is extremism? The leaders who had no belief in the policies of pre-petition and protest. You have to remember these things here. The leaders who had, see, whoever the extremist leaders are there at that time, those leaders, they had no belief. No belief on what? Asking means please and begging, and petition. They are giving some papers. Yes, give our freedom. Like that, we are writing the papers and giving submission to the British government and protest. When you protest, we don't want, we will not pay taxes and all that protesting. These are all on these three things. Whoever the leaders or their extremist leaders, they did not have any belief on that. They believed in little hasty action. They did not believe on a prayer, petition and protest. They believed in a little hasty action. Hasty action and did not like the way of appeasing. Way of appeasing means they don't want to beg for their freedom. See, who is that? Gopal Chandra Gokhale. What is Swaraj my birthright and I shall have it. What he said, his slogan is Swaraj is my birthright. I shall have it. See, freedom is Swaraj is our birthright. Being an Indian, we are in India. We have to right. We have every right here. So freedom is our birthright. So why should beg others? So I shall have it at any cost. I shall have it. That is the policy of the extremists. The leaders who had no belief in the practice of pre-petition and protest. They believed in little hasty actions and did not like the way of appeasing. Appeasing means they don't want to ask any please, like such words. Okay, next is civil disobedience. What is meant by civil disobedience? There are number of during the freedom fight, there are number of protests were going on. Refusal to accept the government acts, loss and non-payment of taxes. So what they said? Civil disobedience. Civil means here civilians. They don't want to obey anything whatever by the government, British government is giving. Whatever orders given by the British government, they don't want to do that. That is not nothing but civil disobedience. Civil means civilians here, disobedience. They will not obey. They disobey the rules and regulations. So refusal to accept the government acts, British government acts, whatever that will be refused, and loss and non-payment of taxes. They did not want to pay the taxes. They did not want to listen the laws. They did not want the British government's words and policies. That is called civil disobedience movement. This is one of the biggest movement in the national movement, last phase between 1919 to 1947. Next, this is called subcontinent. What is subcontinent? A large geographical area. A large geographical area having all features of a continent like culture, climate, physical identity, etc. So India is a subcontinent. Why India is a subcontinent? Because in India, the number of people, the number of different climates, different landforms, and different lifestyles, different climatic conditions, different languages, everything is all whatever in the world. That is a very simple on that subcontinent. In the Asian continent, that is a small subcontinent. Because of the physical features, all features of like culture, climate, physical identity, landforms, everything is there. That's why India is called a subcontinent. Why India is called a subcontinent? If you ask a question, then what you have to say India is a large geographical area having all features of a continent like culture, climate, languages, physical identity, and different landforms. Different customs, different traditions are there. That's why India is called a subcontinent. Okay, children. So after this, we have to know about some important leaders between the 1919 and 1947. Who are the leaders? We will see. Is it clear to everyone, children? Yes. Then we'll go to different leaders. Who are the different leaders at that time? National leaders between 1919 to 1947. These are the last phase national leaders. Who are the last phase national leaders are? One is Gandhiji, Netaji. Who is Netaji? Subhash Chandra Bose. Netaji, Nehru, Vallabhbhai Patel, okay, and Dr. Babu Rajendra Prasad and Abdul Kalam Azad. Babu Rajendra Prasad, Dr. Babu Rajendra Prasad, and Abdul Kalam Azad. See, in this different people are there, and these are all important people, national leaders between 1919 to 1947. One is Gandhiji, Netaji, Jawaharlal Nehru, and Vallabhbhai Patel, and Dr. Babu Rajendra Prasad, and Abdul Kalam Azad. So these are the national leaders and very soft spoken people. And after that, radical leaders will see. Who are the radical leaders? Young radical leaders between the 1919 to 1947. Chandrasekhar Azad, okay. Do you remember his name? Bhagat Singh, Subhash Chandra Bose, Dutt, Mangal Pandey, Alluri Sitaramraju, These are the young radical leaders. These are the young radical leaders. Who are they? Subhash Chandra Shekhar Azad, Bhagat Singh, Subhash Chandra Bose, Dutt, Mangal Pandey and Alluri Sitaramraju from Andhra Pradesh. Okay. So these are the young radical leaders and before the national leaders between the last phase between the 1919 to 1947. Is it clear, children? Tomorrow we'll go into the subject deeply. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.